Okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Great day. Great day. Great day. Great day. Great day. All right. Welcome once again. This is Get Your It Together 2.1. And I am the Melanin Man, aka a voice of consciousness, AVOC, King James, KYNGJYMES, Revelation. So it doesn't matter the name, the presence and the essence of the all there is that is streaming through us all is all there is. Just know that this is our second streaming version of Get Your It Together 2.1. We're a little late today. I had some technical difficulties, as will happen with electronics. And so today is January 17th, 2026, and we are live. So once again, we're going to deal with the stress. We cannot stress enough the elephant in the room. So the elephant in the room, you may ask, what is that? Well, that's the level of ignorance that we've all allowed ourselves to partake and participate in regards to not dealing with the psychotic environment that we've been raised in, our ancestors was raised in, and our forefathers before them, as well as not dealing with the fact that we're in it, but not of it. At least I'm not. I'm in it, but not of it. A system that does not care for anything other than itself. Now, what I mean by that is the lowest state of frequencies, because everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. The lowest state of frequencies are the system by which we are part and parcel to. Now, the thing is we have to, find our center in it all. Why? Because divinity is all things being all things at once. So all is as it should be in the divinity, in the divine essence of the all. So today's discussion, if you will, gives us we will attempt to give some insight and some sparking of the memory to who you really are, because that's what this cycle is calling for. We were in the cycle of duality, which were Pisces, the coming and the going this way and that way. Well, in this cycle of Aquarius, everything has to flow in harmony. Not that everything has to be, everything has to be aligned. Now, alignment is not necessarily the mechanisms of moving in step. Aligning could be your intention with your heart. Alignment can be your intention with your heart and the level of consciousness that you can maintain in terms of third density, fourth density, fifth density, 5D, 6D, whatever. Everyone streams information from various dimensions. There is no one person that has the gifts of divinity. All divine beings have the gifts of divinity. There are three types of people. So I've heard those beings that are of the dust, those beings that are of the dust and spirit, and those beings that are of the dust, spirit, and have a soul. For those that have a soul, this is for you, if you will. The seat of the soul is what? The pineal gland. That gives you sight through all dimensions. If you are not aligned with, or at least aware of, and intentionally attempting to connect through that, then you may not have a soul. Some people, pineal glands, I've heard, is calcified. Some people, I've heard, don't have access to. Some people, I've heard, have many issues. And so the elephant in the room is us acting. You got to listen to my words carefully, because the words are vibrations, and the vibration allows for certain memories to spark and to move you, or you move as a result of your ability to resonate, because that's what energy, frequency, and vibration does. It resonates at a frequency. You are light. Light has a frequency. It moves at a speed, a certain speed of light. But consciousness is faster than light. So we must be, and consciousness pervades all dimensions. So we must be aware of what it is that we do. Maybe I should sit up, but I'm real comfortable, so I'm gonna relax. So it's important to understand, and overstand that you are light beings, and light beings function via energy, frequency, and vibration. Now understand something. We've always been light beings. We've not always been in the position, or have been cultivated to the point where it's our season. See, as you see things unfold in our society, they are that way because of the season that we're in, the season of revelation, the season of clarity, the season of transparency, as well as all things connect back to the all. And so that's being relayed, reviewed, and it's kind of like a reset and a refreshing aspect of your divine essence. They talked about and I spoke with someone about this before. They talked about there's a 95% of your DNA was junk. Well, guess what? It wasn't time for it to be online. It wasn't the season for it to be harvested. It wasn't time for it to bloom. So to those who are trying to probe and have no access to it, they didn't and can't have access to it. You are an individualized individuation of the all right now, as you are, no matter what you are, no matter how you are. There is no hierarchy in the divine essence of the all there is. There is no hierarchy in the divine essence of the all that you are. There is no hierarchy. There is no competition. You're uniquely, specifically special within your own right. And that is your calling, to find your center. And as you do, when you do, it connects to the all, and that generates the energetic resonance for the community. If you are operating at a low frequency, and low frequency is your lower chakra, if you're not engaging all of the aspects of yourself to communicate, to express, to creatively move through your imaginative powers in the infinite realm of possibilities, if you're not allowing yourself to explore the true meaning of your divinity, in essence, who I am is divine, what I am is divinity in motion. Divinity in motion. Divinity in motion. And what is divinity in motion? It is, what you hear is emotion. We have to manage our emotions. So the elephant in the room would have you to believe that you are less than, that you are not as important as, that you don't have the title for. And I'm here to say divinity has no equal. There is no hierarchy that you don't look up to or look down on. You are just as. It's interesting that as a child, me as a child, yeah, I was once a child. As a child, I never had a hero. I never had somebody that I looked up to, and I used to wonder why. How come I don't think? How come I don't think like a fan? How come I'm not enamored with the presence of certain? And I've been in the presence of people, quote unquote, stars, and I felt like I'm a star too. So hey, how you doing? I didn't see any. I didn't feel any. I didn't act like they were something more. I saw them as the same. When I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, I saw the same. I saw other men the same as that book expressed of Malcolm X. I didn't, I don't know. It's hard to explain how he's a man. He had experiences. He was going through some things. He had exposure to things that allowed him to partake in a higher calling or higher perspective or whatever you want to call it. But it's no different than any other man or woman who has something that they have a deep-seated desire to do. This is about wanting, willing, and intentionally being that which you feel within, that you know within. Don't not feel, but know. There's a knowing in us all. We all know what it is and how it is and why it is. However, we struggle and wrestle with what we've been told it is, what we're supposed to believe it is, what the group and the consensus say it is. We struggle with that because we know better. It's kind of like you go outside and you're supposed to be in by the street lights, because I had that. And then when the street lights come on and you ain't in, you know you're supposed to be in. You know where you're supposed to be, but you having too much fun. You willing to take, you sacrificing the butt whooping or whatever, punishment or whatever. You're sacrificing that because you want to stay out. after the street lights are on, even though you have clear instructions that, hey, when them street lights come on, you better be in this house, or you better be up on this porch, or you better be hitting that door, whatever the case may be. So when you make a decision, because you're making decisions all day long, every day, when you make a decision to go outside of what you know better, then whatever comes with that, you have to accept it. And that's the experience that allows you to know. So the next time, depending on what the punishment was or whatever and it's not necessarily a punishment, it's more or less about framing it around the reality and the truth of who and what you are. There's a level of discipline that must be adhered to because there's a level of dignity that you carry yourself with. There's a level of respect that you have to have for yourself. If you don't have the respect for yourself, you'll never respect anybody else. So if you're respecting people because of what they do, if you're respecting people because of how you think they are, if you're respecting people because of what they have, that's not genuine, authentic respect. There has to be an integration of the reality and the truth from your experience of knowing what that respect is. And that comes from you, within you, for you. But if you don't know you and you have no clue as to who you are, and you've been distracted and you don't have time to put into generating any type of awareness to what beats your heart, even though you ain't doing it consciously. Your heart is beating consciously, unconsciously rather. You are breathing unconsciously. You can't stop and hold your breath to save your life. There's no way. You cannot stop breathing. You cannot intentionally think about all of the functions that is happening in your body, in your vessel. You have no clue. If you had to keep up with it and make it happen every nanosecond of the day. So there's autonomy, there's an autonomous function that you have that you now must tune into. You got to tune in. You got to turn on, tune in, and turn it up. So many of us are turned on. Many of us have tuned in. Now we got to turn it up. And for those who haven't turned it on, again, the all that you are will be sparked by something, or it won't. There's no issues with anything, people. Nothing. We have to have a level of balance now. The system that we're in is calling for balance. The system that we're in will have balance. Our divine nature is about balance. And oh yeah, there's chaos. There's chaos in rebalancing. There's chaos in getting to be to the center because you've been out of sync for how long? So it is going to be something to do, chaotically so. But again, divinity will have its way. There is no competitor with your divinity. You got to know it. You have to know it. Not only do you have to know it, you have to live it and live as it. And that requires a level of discipline. That requires a level of conscious awareness. And conscious awareness can be of anything on any level. There's too many levels to consciousness. So to try to say that you're just a part of a community, or the conscious community is this and that's ridiculous. There's too many levels of consciousness. There's too many layers, like an onion. It's too many layers. You cannot define or minimize or minimalize a person, place, or thing, because it means or can mean so many different things to so many different people at the same time. See, that's the other thing. There's no duality now. I know people still want to have wars and fight and, oh, you battle you and I'm better and you're this and that. Yeah, that's a mindset. That's a perspective and a consciousness that is outdated. It's played out. We have to now know. And knowing says your divine nature does not pit you against anyone. Why? Because everything is a reflection of you. You are having experiences that is specifically curated for you, for your awareness to increase, to expand. No, you're not evolving. Animals may evolve, things, the creation of things may evolve. You energy, frequency, and vibration was neither created nor can it be destroyed. You must know this. Energy, frequency, vibration. Energy was never created, can never be destroyed. But if you think you're a human being, if you think you evolved from apes, then you're of the mindset to be played with. When you know that you are an expression, of the all, just as you are, with one foot, no feet, half a toe, it doesn't matter. Black, white, green, orange, Asian, Caucasian, whatever. It has nothing to do with what you see, but it has everything to do with what is seen within you, by you. You can't judge someone else by what you think, though that's what we've been taught. The elephant in the room is we've allowed ourselves to participate in a system. Plain and simple, we've allowed ourselves to participate in a system by which the descendants of the vile and most putrid, the worst that you could ever think of, scum of the earth type. We've allowed ourselves to participate in a system by which that's what's always been taking the lead. Not a leader, but they've taken the lead on controlling, manipulating, and doing all of the things that we now are aware of, that we now see clear as day. And the only saving grace that you have, or that I have, is the truth, is my integrity, is my non-complicitance with the nonsense, is to find my center and ride the wave like a surfer in the ocean. Because that's all we got. Everything else, you ain't got nothing else. All you got is your word, your integrity, your dignity. And not pride, because pride is ego-driven, and ego is not a leader. You need it. It's important to have. All of it is important to have. The whole point of the matter is this is a divine presence that we are. Being present is the key. You got to be present, like in the now, being the key, present in the now. It's important to be present in the now. How is it? How is that? How do you do that? By not projecting into the future ideas, concepts, and somebody else's perspective on what's going to happen. Because we're in a different time zone, baby. We're in a different part of the galaxy, baby. If there is such a thing, who knows? Who cares? The point is how centered are you within the realm of what you are? as you are, right where you are, as the divine spark in this moment. That's all that matters. That's all that matters, because everything else is going to fall away, fade away like trying to hold sand in your hand. You can't. It eventually will erode, just fall out. And then what are you going to have? When your money is gone, then what? If your health is bad, then what? This is sustainable. What we've allowed ourselves to be a part of is not. However, listen to me carefully, it is divine. Why? Because you need to know contrast. You need to know the difference between the knowing, wanting, doing, having. You got to know the contrast to determine what you're going to deal with, what you're going to accept, what will your dignity and what will your integrity what will that allow? Because genuine, authentic dignity, genuine, authentic integrity, genuinely, authentically, truthfully, you ain't going to accept any and everything. You don't want to be a part of that. I grew up through gambling and drugs and all kind of vile stuff as a child. But I was like an observer, exploring, walking, running, walking, going through it. I saw it, I participated, but then, the spirit say, okay, it's enough. Let's do something else. You know what this is about. Okay, we can do something else. That's how it is. It's not for you to get, because the minute you get caught up and you allow yourself to continue, then now you get lost in the illusion, because it's all an illusion. Remember, you're light. Everything is light. How light reflects, refracts. There's an essence of light. How light plays with your way you see. You don't actually see with your eyes. You see with the imaginative idea of something, and when you put your eyes, when you actually focus your vision on it, the idea of what is in your imagination shows you a picture. You're not actually looking at the thing as you think you think. What you're looking at is actually data. Data is a frequency of light that's encoded, and you decode it. Your brain decoded. Your brain is a decoder, encryptor, encoder. You are the vessel of which all the technologies have been originated from. You, the vessel, the body, the function of you, this melanin centered being that is divine. All the science and everything that is anything has come from reverse engineering of you. That's the reality that we're living in, family. Whether we want to accept it or not, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Because all I'm doing, the reason I'm doing it, I'm not doing this for you. I don't see myself as a teacher. I'm not trying to be your guru, even though it's not even though I have the experience of an energetic shaman or a vibrational minister or an energetic minister or a vibrational shaman. It doesn't matter. Titles mean nothing. What is necessarily incumbent upon the individual is to embrace the essence of who they are and what they are, and touch in it, feel it, experience it wholly, not partially, well, if I do this with someone else and they didn't do this, there's no responsibility other than the one you have for yourself. Let me say that again. There are no responsibilities other than the ones that you have for yourself. Now, whatever your reasons are for being responsible for what you think is something, that's your choice. You have a choice to do whatever it is you think you're big enough to do. But also know that you are responsible for whatever choice you think you're big enough to do. And so when you start to deflect or find excuses to justify other people and this and that, they are a reflection of you. You're the reason that they're there. Your magnetism, your magnetism has brought you to a place to have the experience to know. And in doing so, you have to deal with exposure to a situation so you'll know. Otherwise, you won't know. You speculate and do what children do and what this whole society is all about now. He said, she said, pointing fingers, irresponsibility, not taking responsibility for whatever you're choosing to do, and then saying, oh, but, oh, but, oh, but. There is no but. You are the reason that we are where we are doing what we're doing. And you're the reason that we're not going to be doing it at some point, because the time is now. We've changed. It may look the same. It may look like they're doing more. It may look like it's a big, man, this is a big production. And it is. And you're the star. However, your level of discipline, your level of cohesiveness, your level of consciousness rides on how sincerely dedicated you are to being authentically true to you. What's in you. That's where we are. That's what it is. And it's not a good or bad, up or down, in or out. It's more about a balance, because it's all of it's you. You got the devil on one side and the angel on the other. But guess what? They both on your shoulder. It's connected to you. They ain't somewhere else out there. You like to think they are. First of all, they don't really exist. It's an idea. It's a concept. These are not. And now when we tie all our emotions in it, it becomes real to us. But in essence, there is no reality. It's all an illusion. Everything is an illusion. My being here, you being here, we're projections from the seat of the soul. For those of us who are avid divine ambassadors, know what I'm talking about. Divine ambassadors know what I'm talking about. Because no matter where you are, and we've been everywhere, and we've done everything, and it's all good. If you want to coin a phrase or term, it's all good. Why? Because it's divine. There is no competitor. There is no issues. Divinity expresses itself to expose itself, to know itself. In order to know itself, it has to have experience. And in order to have the experience, you must have some contrast. There has to be, what you say, quote unquote, a good guy and a bad guy. So as you expand in consciousness, in alignment with the paradigm that we've now shifted into, which is one of flowing. We're flowing now through time and space. If there is such a thing, we're flowing now. This is a flow. It's not about going back and forth and, this and that. It's not about duality. The phase of dualism is gone. This is supposedly 2026. They messed with the Gregorian. They given us the Gregorian calendar. So in essence, they cut out. It was 28 days if you're going to measure months and time, it was once 28 days a month. So that was 13 months instead of 12. But chopping it up and giving you the 20, giving you the 31 here, 20 there, 30, well, 31 here, 30, or 28, and leap year and all. That's just confusion. That's just to confuse you. That's just to kind of keep you inundated with focusing on something that is inauthentic to you, which keeps you away from the center of you, takes you further away. We have to be 180 degrees on the opposite side of what we've been. That's where we are today. In order to balance, we have to be 180 degrees from where we've been and what we've been doing and how we've been thinking and how we've been moving. This is 180 degrees we must be in order to balance, in order to bring ourselves back to center. 180 degrees from that, what it's been. And that's where we're going. Because remember, divinity is eternal, infinitely eternal. The field of possibilities, or the realm of the infinite, is never ending. So that's why being out of balance can't last. And being in balance is not going to last, because it's going to get out of balance again. But we're in the cycle where we're getting back into balance. That's why things look and sound and think and seem to be so erratically crazy. Because by the same token, we have the ability to transform. Alchemically, we're changing and we're transforming right before our very eyes. Not just the environment, not just the people, everything. Divinity is cycling through a new cycle. Just like you have winter, spring, summer, fall, those are cycles. Just like you have day and night, those are cycles. 12 midnight, 12 a.m., these are cycles. Everything is cyclical. Nothing is linear, meaning a straight line. Everything is cyclical. Bicycle, tricycle. Those are wheels that move you forward, but they're moving in a circle. We are the same. Energy, frequency, and vibration. There's a cycle to the paradigm that we're in, which is no longer one of duality. That's why we can't be fighting and doing all that nonsense that was 30, 40, 50 years ago. And if you wasn't around then you are in a place and a space where it's going to be, it should, can, and will be easier for you, though they can make it hard for you because you're not disciplined, you're undisciplined. You think stuff gives you power. You think the ideas that you have and the education that you have and the money, that stuff gives you power. You're already powerful. You just never knew where your power lied. And before I get off today, and I do apologize for being late because it's 10 o'clock, it's 10 o'clock. But I had technical difficulties, and that's not an excuse, that's just what it was. And it doesn't really matter, again, whether you like it, don't like it, if you want to deal with it, don't want to deal with it. I'm doing this for me. I'm not doing this to, you better pay attention and you're not doing what I say. It's not you're just as divine as I am. You are divine. You're the divine essence that you are, right where you are, as you are. So if you are sparked to do anything, it's on you to do it. It's not about me telling you and being over you and saying, there's no control here. I'm not interested in controlling you, running your life, making you do what I find. I don't have a cult. I'm not trying to be a leader. I am a leader of this man, the melanated man. I lead me. I'm the leader of me. I have what, 16 trillion cells, if not more, maybe even more in your body. That's what I'm the leader of. The cellular structure that is the all that I am, that's what I'm leading. So my presence and resonance with the energy, frequency, and vibration that I espouse is for me. Now, if you share it, or if you understand it, understand, overstand it, or if it sparks you, absolutely, that's what it's about. But it's not about me or you trying to do what I say or how you're supposed to do this and you got to do it this way and you need to do it that way and you can't do and you must breathe and yeah, all of that's necessary, but it's not for me to tell you. It's more about us having a conversation, if you want to have a conversation about those things that may be um, inspirational to you, that may be of use to you, but you have to actually do it. See, I can tell you everything. We can give you all the answers, which is what people do, and which is what the gurus do, and which is what the lectures are for. At the question and answer period. Yeah, what's this? What's that? And they give you all the answers to all, but nobody's giving you the answers to the ones that's deep in you. The answers that the questions that you have, you already have the answer because you wouldn't have the answer if you didn't have the question. See, divinity, that's how divinity works. You don't get this without that. Now it's up to you to determine how they work in how they're cohesively in conjunction with one another. The this and the that. Because it's all this and that. Everything is everything is everything. Everything is everything. There's no separation in the one. The all is not separated and compartmentalized as we've been taught to do. And that serves a purpose too. That's not a bad thing. It's just you can't do that with everything. Some things you have to know the contrast so that you can say, oh no, I don't want that because I know what that's going to do. I want this because this is what I seek to have in my life. You have to make these choices and they're never going to go away. You're never going to not have a choice to make. So the elephant in the room is to think that based on a system that was derived from the lowest state of vibrational frequency, that you can carry that into the highest states of frequency, and you cannot. And if you don't accept the fact that in you there's all things and rationalize and deal with the challenge of the all things, then you won't know balance. And if you don't know balance, you will not be able to function at your highest in the cycle that we're in now. It's all about now. It's not about what's going to happen in the future. Now, what are you doing now? If you're not seeking to move in harmony with the essence of the all that you already are right now, not move in harmony with the political structure, move in harmony with the black community, move in harmony with the white community. It's not about none of that. It's about you having solidarity within the self. And what that means is you having harmony and balance within you, which connects you to the source. Your source within the source. You're a source within the source. And that's it. Looking up to the heavens for God and all that, that's fine. You can do that. That's your thing. But there's nothing outside of you that should take precedence over what's inside of you. So real briefly, I'm going to show you, well, I'm not going to show you, but I'm going to demonstrate if you can do it, if you do it, it's just to encapsulate the energy, frequency, and vibration part that I've been talking, as we all are anyway. But I just want to let you know what you have in your power what you have in your hands, the power that you have, that you hold, and you have no clue as to what you do with it, other than when you speak, be careful of what you say, because you have the powers in your hands. So with your hands, take your thumb, one thumb, create a little friction here, and then the other thumb, friction in the center of your palm, and now hold your hands away from each other like you're holding a ball, baseball, basketball, whatever. All right? And now slowly push them together and back off. Push them together and back off. You should feel some pressure. You should feel pressure, because that's energy in your hands. All of your finger generates energy. Everything about you, there's an aura over you, on you, as you, and it has layers. It's etheric, it's emotional, it's various layers. I don't care about the names. I don't have to know them. All I have to do is understand how it works and work it. I don't have to have anything to give you, to tell you, to share with you. It's not about me for you. It's about me for me, and it should be about you for you. But if you hold your hands slightly apart and push ever so gently and back away, you'll feel the pressure as if you're holding something, but you can't see it. It's the energy that you already are. You already are. The energy that you already are is transparent, and it exists right now. So, going to sign off for now. I had technical difficulties, but we're going to be doing this. We'll be doing this. Is Get Your Head Together 2.1 every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We was late today, but that is a rarity. It won't happen unless we're having some problems, but I'm not normally late. When I say a time, that's the time. I have my issues. I'll do better because this is new. I've been away for a minute, and now I'm back. But anyway, 10.1. Get Your Head Together 2.1. Sorry, not quite 10.1. 2.1. Get Your Head Together 2.1. The YouTube channel is A Voice of Consciousness 4019. Every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Get Your Head Together 2.1. We also have, if you want to support financially, or you feel benevolent, there's a Cash App, $, A Voice of C. Cash App, Voice of C. The V is capitalized, the C is capitalized, Voice of C. And once again, every Saturday, and I will not start, but I've already started, but I will do 1 or 2 videos a week. So please subscribe. Obviously, if you want to get up on what we're doing and when we're doing it, as we start to integrate guests and different things like that, we will be doing a lot of different things. But again, I just want to address in no uncertain terms the elephant in the room. So once again, I am who I say I am. All that I am, what I am, who I am is divine. What I am is energy. What I am is divinity in motion. Who I am is divine. What I am is energy in motion. So I will leave with this. I'll leave with this. Compared to what? Boy, this says a lot. Peace and hair grease. They say, where's that? All right. So it ain't playing. Oh, it's going to come on in a minute. So let's do that. Bring it down, bring it down. Okay. Once again, every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Peace.